Is suicide too complex to understand? The simple answer, no. A deeper understanding? It is a common misconception that suicide is too complex for us to understand. But after researching suicide and wellness for over 20 years, what I've learned is that suicide is not complex. What is complex is our human experience. But even that has been simplified by the human blueprint. Suicide is actually simple to understand when we understand that there are three factors that put someone at the greatest risk. Through understanding these three factors, as well as our human experience, we are better equipped to reduce the risk of suicide. Why is it important that we understand suicide? The simple answer, Bruce Lee says it best. People fear what they do not understand. I firmly believe that most people's fear of suicide has been primarily due to a lack of understanding. It's important that we all develop an understanding of suicide because when we make decisions from a place of fear, it rarely ends the way we wish it would. A deeper understanding. The less we understand something, the more uncertain we feel about how to best move forward. Ongoing uncertainty increases the likelihood of feeling a lack of control and an unhealthy state of fear. While a healthy dose of fear can actually motivate us to take action or create change, an unhealthy dose of fear can leave us feeling desperate, paralyzed, or in many cases, it can cause us to make impulsive, irrational, and harmful decisions. An unhealthy dose of fear can also cause us to fixate on the problem rather than explore the possibilities of a solution. For the purposes of this book, when we talk about fear, we are talking about unhealthy fear. We are talking about the type of fear that disrupts our ability to think clearly and communicate effectively with others. It's the type of fear that also derails us from reaching our goals and objectives. As the rate of suicide has increased, so has the fear surrounding it. People's lack of understanding suicide has caused them to approach it and react to it from a place of fear. Many people have been afraid of saying the wrong thing, missing a sign, not acting quickly enough. That fear has notoriously and unfortunately made many conversations around suicide feel urgent, intense, and sometimes even combative. Sadly, operating from a place of fear has been the norm for even many advocates and mental health professionals, even when they have had the best intentions and deepest commitment to make a positive impact. Through all of their efforts, what most of them have been unaware of is that the very thing that has been driving them to take action has also been preventing them from reaching their goals. What do I mean by this? Their pain motivates their desire to take action, but their pain also causes them to fixate on the problem rather than the solution. They see suicide as an enemy that is often feared and needs to be defeated rather than a condition that needs to be understood. Over the years, I've regularly witnessed suicide being positioned as if it were an enemy in a battle that we must win. While the intention has always been to save lives, those who stay in a battle mindset tend to become reactive. Their focus often remains only on stopping suicide in the moment of crisis rather than learning how to reduce the risk of crisis from happening in the first place. A battle mindset also tends to result in fear-based messaging or urgent interventions without always creating space for deeper connection, understanding, and long-term change. And while their efforts of these individuals undoubtedly require a great deal from them, their need to fight the problem rather than focus on the solution can leave people, including themselves, feeling overwhelmed, misunderstood, isolated, or defeated. I too once had the battle mindset, consumed only with stopping suicide in order to prevent others from experiencing the profound pain that comes from it. However, everything shifted when I was at a speaking engagement and was asked if I ever think about what I could have done differently to save my dad. Without even a second to consider the question, my answer poured out of me. I said, no, but I never stopped looking for ways to help myself and others. I can't change what happened to my dad, but I'll do all I can to reduce the risk of it happening to anyone else. I don't know why, but that question ignited an awareness in me that helped to see that simply trying to stop suicide in the moment of crisis wasn't working, and that we had to do more to reduce the risk in the first place. It also helped me to see that we can't effectively respond to suicide if we don't first fully understand it. Since then, I've also realized that to truly understand suicide means that in addition to understanding what causes it, we need to understand how to talk about it openly and safely, how to respond with calm confidence, and how to help reduce risk by focusing on what it means to thrive. What I then discovered was that the more I truly understood suicide and how to best navigate situations that involved it, the less I feared it. And the less I've feared it, the more grounded and confident I've been when facing it. Regardless of whether I am the person who is experiencing suicidal thoughts or I am supporting someone else through one of their darkest moments, my understanding of suicide empowers me to respond with awareness and confidence. While I no longer fear suicide, I do have respect for it. I have respect for the significant toll it can take on anyone who feels trapped in its grip. I have respect for the immense amount of energy and effort it demands from those who are supporting a loved one through mental health challenges. I have respect for the all-consuming grief suicide inflicts on those who have lost someone they care about. And most of all, I have respect for understanding it. You see, without respect for the depth of pain that can result from suicide, as well as how to navigate it, it would be easy to become complacent about my physical, mental, and emotional health, which would then increase my risk of a mental health crisis. This book is focused on providing an understanding that will help decrease worry and fear while increasing awareness and respect. Awareness of the challenges being faced, as well as how to navigate those challenges, and respect not only for the serious nature of suicide, but also for each individual impacted by it. By removing the fear that has surrounded it, I am in no way minimizing the seriousness of suicide. My desire is to provide information that fosters the conditions where people replace their fear with understanding and the belief that living a life they love is possible. Through deeper understanding, we can support ourselves and one another more effectively. We can replace panic with presence, silence with meaningful dialogue, and uncertainty with informed, compassionate action. One of the things I've loved most about deepening my understanding of suicide has been teaching it to others and watching how this understanding has helped people shift from a place of fear to one of empowerment, and how we as a collective can release our pain by shifting from fighting against something to working towards an understanding that promotes healing, clarity, and the ability to thrive every day.